warrior speaks. I fear I am no longer alien to this horror. I am the horror. I have lost my humanity and have embraced the insanity of war. The monster and I are one, so I dance, the dance of warriors. Amidst decaying corpses and forsaken loved ones, I dance. I have feasted upon their flesh, and with their blood have quenched my thirst. The blood of innocence forever stains my soul. The transformation is complete, and I can never return. Mea culpa, mea culpa. Mea maxima culpa. I think this poetic expression of the warrior's perception of self is common to many who share the experience. It suggests a recognition of the horrors associated with war, a stoic dismay at having embraced the mythological warrior's identity, an awareness of having transgressed a more deeply seated sense of self, a perceived culpability for his actions, and an acceptance of the consequent sanctions for his crimes. Also indicated is the abandonment, isolation, and alienation from the moral community many warriors suffer following their return to a society in which killing is murder, and cruelty, brutality, and violence, the behavioral characteristics and values appropriate to the warrior identity, are unacceptable. Many returning warriors suffer profound disorientation, what I term moral identity confusion, perceiving themselves adrift between two worlds, the worlds they recognize as their place of origin, though now quite foreign and inhabited by alien, though recognizable individuals they had once loved, and the world of killing and destruction of which now they feel a part. And the warrior speaks. Upon my return to the world, I felt a stranger in my own home. Things were different, or maybe I was different. As much as I hated the war, at least there I felt I belonged. I knew what was expected of me. And after some 13 months in country, I was able to fulfill those expectations. Here, I am a misfit, an aberration, isolated and alone. Disconnected from their ethical foundations, their frame of reference with which to structure the world, the veterans' lives no longer had meaning. The world became incoherent, their relationship to it and to other human beings incomprehensible. And the veteran speaks. Upon my return from Vietnam and my discharge from the Marine Corps, I was told by well-meaning family members, friends, and a bit later by Veterans Administration clinicians to put the war behind me and get on with my life. It eventually became clear to me, however, that this advice, though well-intentioned, failed to understand and appreciate the extent and severity of war's effects. No one truly recovers from war. No one is ever made whole again. After much soul-searching, I realized that the war experience could not be pushed aside, put out of mind. Rather, it must be confronted head-on. I decided, therefore, that if I am to go on with my life, a critical aspect of healing depended upon my coming to grips with the moral gravity of my experience, and in doing so, and with some luck, to find a place for it in my being. To that end, I strive each day to forgive myself, to absolve myself of guilt, and to live with the wounds of war that will never heal. I know now the true cost of war and the burden of life in its aftermath. I realize as well that all war is profane and unnecessary. War is sacrilege. And perhaps worst of all, I know the frustration of having to sit idly by, helpless, as it all happens again. I believe sometimes that death in war is benevolent, and those who die more fortunate than we who are condemned to survive as penance for the sacrilege of war.